Hi, everybody. My name's Riz, and you're watching Riz Rat. I wanted to talk a little bit about authenticity because it's been a topic that comes up, and it's been something I've been listening to recently and kind of consuming a lot of videos online about. I don't think life is it worth living if you're not being authentic? I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe it is worth living, even if you're not living the life that deep down inside you want to be living. And I'm not saying your life has to look a certain way in order for you to be happy. I've realized that that's not the case because I'm in the same position that I was a couple years ago, and my happiness levels are significantly better. And not because I have any more money, I probably have less. And it's not because I'm in any better situation. I think I'm in a worse one. But the attitude is better because I'm not doing anything that makes me hate myself anymore. And in the past, I would let other people sort of dictate my behavior. I would behave in a way that I thought that they wanted me to behave. I would cover up all my insecurities, everything about me I didn't like, I would just hide it. But guess what happens when you hide that shit? You start looking through the world through like a filter of sorts, and that filter changes the way you perceive everything. So let's say this isn't true. I could have felt this way because enough people did make fun of me for this randomly. I don't know why the hell people make fun of this, but my mole on my face, okay? Some Koreans, when I was living in Korea, used to think it was like spaghetti sauce. Spaghetti sauce? What the hell is wrong with you? Anyway, if I had an insecurity about my mole, if I went outside and somebody looked at me and maybe they raised their eyebrows a bit and maybe looked down, I would perceive that as they are looking at my mole and they don't like it and they think it's weird and it's ugly and oh my god, they don't like my mole. Maybe I try and cover it up. Maybe I start going like this. In reality, that's all they did was raise their eyebrows, look at me, and then look down and then look back up. That was it. That could also mean that they thought I was hot. It could also mean, what the hell is that outfit? It could mean a million different things. But because I saw the world from this insecurity, the world felt more hostile. And I wanted to talk about that specifically because is the world hostile, or are you just looking at it from a place of defensiveness? I've been thinking a lot about how defensive that I am. I am very defensive. I, all the time, really want to defend my position because I guess I always feel attacked, which is so funny because I'm not, but I feel that way, so I may as well be. And I just think that's like an interesting thing that your brain does. You know how there's this desire for the world to be more sensitive to everybody's problems, and I get that. Like, that makes sense. We want people to be empathetic and considerate, understanding. I get it. But at the same time, you cannot rely on other people to stop being assholes for you to be happy. Like, you can't. You have to be able to stop taking everything so offensively. You only take it offensively if you're on the defense. Unless someone's straight up saying you're a fucking asshole or whatever. Even that, like, you could, in theory, laugh it off. Unless somebody's trying to fucking kill you or something, you can laugh most things off. And I think that's a really good skill to cultivate because I don't want to feel attacked by the world. I don't want to walk outside and feel like, who's looking at me? Who thinks I'm ugly? Who thinks I'm weird? Who cares? Who cares? One of the best things that I ever did for myself was to just start assuming whatever, man. If you don't like me, that's fine. That's it. I stopped putting so much importance on needing other people to recognize me, needing other people to see me as I want to be seen. And when you stop putting so much importance on how others see you, there's this great shift that occurs. There's this permission to suddenly be authentic. Suddenly, you don't need to hide your flaws. Suddenly, you don't need to be afraid of being maybe seen as unattractive, maybe whatever. Like, you no longer need to hide anything about yourself, conceal anything about yourself, or like behave in a certain way that you think people like, because now you're no longer chasing after somebody's approval anymore. You're just living life in alignment with what you think is right and what you want to do. And And I think there's so much liberation in that. I think we're always so concerned about changing our life circumstances. And of course, like, yeah, if life sucks, like, try and do something about it. But sometimes life doesn't suck. Something in you is making you behave in a way that doesn't make you happy. I honestly feel like, circumstances aside, unless you're like in a war or starving on the side of the road, like, unless you're in some like horrible, dire circumstances, all you need to change in order to be happy is your perspective. That's it. Seriously, that's it. It's crazy how that doesn't sound real. Sounds like, $1 million. No, sorry, that's not enough in today's time. In today's economy. $1 million? No. We need a little bit more than that. $10 million, okay? $100 million. It sounds like a blast, right? Okay, so let's just say we assume $100 million that we're just 10 times happier. So hear me out, because I have a point, I promise. Let's say I'm talking to a dude, and he's treating me like shit, but he's hot. And in my head, I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of like him. Like, maybe I could win him over. Maybe I could change his mind. Like, why do I like him? Why would I like something like that? And the answer is that you have an imaginary person in your mind. In reality, you don't actually want to be with somebody who doesn't want you, right? That's obvious. But because you're not actually seeing reality, you're seeing your idea, this fantasy that exists, then you're not actually playing in reality. And there's something that happens when you do that, and the world doesn't like it. The laws of the universe seem to respond, and they say, you can't have that because that's not real. That's not a real thing. And in the same way, when you imagine yourself as really rich, if you just see life as like this paradise, that you're also imagining something that doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not just a freaking paradise, because there's a saying from a song. Should I quote it? More money, more problems. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. It's a pretty simple lyric. And it's true. It's true, because I realize in my financial position, is it decent enough that I'm not living on the street? Yes. Is it decent enough that I could ever even conceive of buying a house in the next 10 years? No. Nope. And with that, you have to understand, okay, is this financial position a really bad one to be in? Some people would say at this point in my life, maybe, for where I live in this economy, yeah, maybe some people would say that. But at the same time, okay, hear me out. At the same time, I have nothing to lose. I got hardly anything. So I can make certain decisions, and I can take big risks, because like, if you're gambling and you got $10, then that gamble feels pretty good. But if you're sitting in a life position, you've got all this money and you've got all these houses and you've got all this stuff to take care of, so much responsibility, it is life changing. It allows you to do so much. It allows you to support people. It allows you to put money in places in the world that you like want to cultivate. It allows you to help people grow businesses. It allows you to do whatever the frick you want. But it doesn't make you happier, because it's not just this. It's not only good. There are psychological impacts that it has on you. And I just wanted to say, I find that's interesting. So we can't like fantasize about this other life, or about this place of success, or about making it, because that fantasy is not real, because you get into a different life position, but then you still have the same bullshit, but just something else. It's crazy. I've literally seen it. I know people who are in a great financial position. Fantastic. Are they happy every day? No. We like to think that we would be different. So I wanted to say that, because like, I don't know, if you're imagining a specific future for yourself, you want to like, maybe you got goals, maybe you're like dreaming it up, whatever your new reality is, well, dream it kind of realistically. Think about your freaking bills that you have to pay now, and all the, I don't know, taxes. What do rich people complain about? They complain about taxes a lot. Oh, I have so many things I could be doing today. What should I do? Sorry, it's funny, because I understand this conceptually, but I have a really hard time of actually taking it seriously, that like I wouldn't be happier with $100 million. But basically, all of that was just to say, you kind of have to look at things from a balanced perspective. In my experience, the thing that makes you ultimately happy And I'll check in again when I have $100 million, so I'll confirm this or not. Just give me a little bit. All you really have to do is behave in a way that aligns with who you are authentically. Being authentic, the authentic version of you, and not letting anybody else dictate any fucking thing for you anymore. I don't care how much they hate you for it. I don't care how much they reject you for it. I don't care. Whatever. We're taking other people out of the equation because those people are not the people that you want in your life anyway. If people fucking treat you like shit, you don't want them in your life. I'm so sorry to say that, but that's not the people you want around you. You want people who are good people. Good people do not treat you like shit. That's all you need to know. Are they a good person? How do they treat other people? How do they treat me? Do they treat me like shit? Okay, they're probably not actually that good of a person. That's all you really need to ask yourself. How do I feel around this person? Do I feel ashamed to be me? Do they make me feel ashamed? Because sometimes you just feel it anyway when you're walking around. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. So I would suggest looking into methods. Like in my case, learning how to become more authentic meant making a YouTube channel. Because I used to do this for a living. And I blocked and censored myself so much. I would cover myself I would use filters. I would do whatever I could so that way I would feel hidden, insecure, and unexposed because I was so sensitive to rejection. Now, you can reject me all you want. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from doing anything anymore. I wish I learned that, before I was all freaking grown up. It would have been really useful to know this stuff, 10 years ago. But whatever. We know it now. Took us a while, but we're here. Anyway, guys. Thanks for watching. You've been watching Riz Rat. My name's Riz, and I make videos every day. So if you want to watch, please subscribe to me. Because I never asked for that sort of thing, but I'm going to start asking now. Please subscribe. Okay, bye. I'll see you in the next one.